Hey guys, I'm Michael Lown for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. TravelCostaRicaNow.com is a travel agency. We're like you, having best friends who live in Costa Rica, totally hooking up your Costa Rica vacation. Although you won't know by this video that we're a travel agency. Okay, we're kind of knee deep in the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. I hope everybody's being safe. I hope everybody's being smart, and I hope everybody's helping out if and when they can. But we are in the middle of this pandemic, and we're in quarantine. And you know, I'm in quarantine by myself, so I contemplate things. I'm a contemplator. All right, so I was thinking about something that I have a question to. Now, anybody can chime in, obviously, in the comments, but I'm actually directing the question to maybe alcoholics. This is about alcoholism specifically and addictive behaviors generally. All right. Unfortunately, sorry, you're going to have to listen to the video so you can kind of get a preface of where I'm coming from to answer the question that I really want to know what your answers are. All right. But again, I have to preface it. But anybody can chime in. All right. All right. First of all, I have to do a disclaimer. I have to do a disclaimer because I'm going to talk very generally, and sometimes it doesn't always come out right. All right. But so trust me, I understand different paths. I don't think anything is black and white. I think black and white's an illusion almost. You know, I think we live in the gray. I understand the spectrum. I understand the extremes of the spectrum. So I know there's exceptions. I know there's this. I know there's that. Again, these are my views, my opinions based on my experience and my knowledge about the subject, all right? I'm not saying it's the black of the white, you know what I mean? All right, so again, before I get to the question, I have to kind of show you where this is coming from. So my general thoughts on addiction are this. I believe that addictions issues are caused from your childhood trauma, childhood stress. All right? That's where I think everything's pretty much manifesting at there. I'm kind of we don't have to get into this. You can look it up if you want. Doesn't matter if you know. Kind of where biology of you meets environment. So kind of a biosocial perspective, all right? So an example would be like if you're from a one-parent household, you know, maybe you didn't have money, maybe there was abuse emotionally, sexually, maybe you had bad teachers, maybe you lived in a terrible childhood which created some stresses or whatever it is, low self-esteem, all daddy issues, all those things. I think addictive behaviors kind of come from that, all right? So now, no matter what you think about addictive behaviors, if you want to say alcoholism is a disease, I think that's okay, it's fine. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I get it. I do believe it's willpower that gets you over that hump of not drinking or not eating or your sexual addictiveness or whatever workaholic type thing. I think it's a willpower initially that gets you over to change that behavior. Kind of like 12 steps. I believe the 12-step program is the willpower part. I think of addictive behaviors like this. I think the addictive behaviors are the Novocaine for the tooth. The tooth is the stress, the trauma, of the childhood situation. You may or may not even know what that is, which is the problem. That's why you might need more extra help from outside sources to help you manage the tooth part of it. I think addictive behaviors are the Novocaine. So in the beginning, the Novocaine works, right? In the beginning, hey man, that beer worked. It did. But obviously over time, it's way past Novocaine now, right? And I also think that relapses basically is because you didn't fix the tooth. Because I think anybody that knows or anybody that's definitely looked at fixing themselves from addictive behaviors knows that it's not the potato chips, man. It's the trauma or the stress. It's the underlying problem of why you're doing the addictive behavior. That's kind of what I think. So I think when people are relapsing, it's because they never fixed the tooth. Now, this is probably going to create a little maybe problem. The other thing I believe generally is that I think if if you really fix your addictive behavior, I think you could have a beer again. I'm not saying everybody should, maybe you shouldn't, but I think if the problem is truly fixed, what, because you're a workaholic you can't work again, because you have a sex addiction you can't have sex again, you can't see, whatever the addiction is, what, if you overeat you can't have a potato chip again? So that's my thinking. Trust me, I get it. You're gonna go, no, okay, so here's my thing. Anybody that knows or has followed these videos for any length of time, I had a very serious drinking problem. I've been what you would call I don't know, sober, I guess, for 2.5 years. I do not think of myself as an alcoholic. I was a problem drinker. I was an alcoholic back when I was drinking. For example, somebody, actually this happened a couple times. People go, oh, hey, Michael, you still on the wagon? There is no wagon. I don't even think about drinking. It's not in my everyday thinking at all. So there is no wagon, there is no drinking. I'm definitely not going to paint myself as an alcoholic. I just don't drink anymore. But I was a 40+ year drinker that turned into blackouts at night and apologies in the morning. Drunkenness, That's how I was. So here comes, I guess, my question. No, before that. So here's what happened. In the last 3 months, I have drank, hold on. I had 2 instances where I actually did drink. I drank a drink of this. I had a rum and coke, and I also had a glass and a half of wine. These were 2 different occasions. I have a million opportunities to drink, and the only reason I drank on these 2 instances was because all I can tell you is it's kind of a date thing. Somebody brought some wine. It was that kind of situation, and that's why I drank. Now, after I had this with Coke, I thought literally nothing of it. I had a glass and a half of wine. Somebody brought over some wine. I just thought, in this situation, I'll just go ahead and drink it. I literally thought nothing of it. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're going, Mike, you're trying to excuse your behavior that you're going to drink again. I actually made a video when I first started this a long time ago that I have a problem with drinking, but I will drink again. That's not it. I am able to, that's why this has been my house forever, So my question is, in the movies, everybody that has a problem with drinking, they show that if they have one drink, it's over. It's over. They're going to go right back down into the rabbit hole and be a drinker. Well, I think that, am I the only exception? Am I the only one that, is it because I'm, okay, 2 types of people, and this is my question, I guess. Sorry, this is on the fly. So, are there more people like me that when they stop drinking and they work on this thing, that they're just over it, or maybe, that would be me. I'm over drinking. There's nothing in my life that drinking, I've had every experience you can think of, to the very worst, to the very best, where drinking is concerned. There's nothing new that's going to happen to me with drinking. I'm just totally over it. It means nothing to me. That's why there is no wagon. Or like I did, could I drink when I want to? Because I am over it. So are there more people like me, you alcoholics, you problem drinkers, or is it the other camp where you really believe, hey, I'm 25 years sober person or whatever it is. Do you honestly believe if you had a beer, down, I'm back to drinking? That's what I want to know. Because the movies portray it as, hey man, you have one drink, off to the races. You're back on the, you're back in the game. You're drinking Is that really the truth of it? And that's kind of what I want to ask you. That's my thing. And you people that maybe it's another addiction, can you have the potato chip again, or you cannot have any potato chips? Or could you have, once a month to have potato chips? Could you manage your sexual addiction? Could you manage your workaholic type behavior once you fix the tooth? Okay, that's my question. All right, guys, that is my question. I want you to, give me some comments, man. Give me some feedback where I'm off in my thinking, or say which problem drinker alcoholic are you? What camp are you in? Anyway, guys, I'm Michael Allen, TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Peace, guys. Psych. Oh God, I just showed my age, didn't I? Did I just say psych? Oh God.